Welcome to the very first episode of Rights, Real and Raw. Every day, meron tayong mga personal experiences wherein in small ways or even in big ways, tayo ay nagkakaroon ng opportunity to express our rights. In the same way, meron din tayong mga personal experiences wherein nade-deprive tayong i-express yung ating mga karapatan bilang isang tao. That's why we did crowdsourcing in today's generation at ating pakinggan ang kanilang mga storya. Once again, I'm Tina, your host, and welcome to Tinatalks. Today, we will talk about the story of a first-year nursing student from Palawan. I witnessed discrimination and the lack of respect for someone's opinion, especially towards individuals who are young, female, or come from less privileged backgrounds. I've seen how some people, especially in group settings or discussions, are dismissed or not taken seriously because of their age, gender, or status in life. This has happened multiple times both in school settings and within the community where I grew up in Nara, Palawan. It wasn't always direct, but it was clear in the way some people were treated or ignored. It made me feel frustrated and concerned, especially for those who were silenced or overlooked. Emotionally, it can lower a person's self-esteem and make them feel like their voice doesn't matter. For me, it opened my eyes to how important it is to know your rights and to speak up when something is wrong. Yes, in some situations, I tried to speak up, even in small ways, like encouraging someone to express their opinion or supporting them when I felt they were being ignored. It wasn't always easy, but I believe that even small actions can make a difference. Sometimes, just showing support can already uplift someone who feels unheard. I want others to know that their voice matters, even if you're young or feel like you don't have power. You have the right to speak and to be respected. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and for others. Be aware of your rights, because knowing them is the first step to protecting them. We need to create a culture where everyone, regardless of age, gender, or background, feels heard and valued. I hope leaders, schools, and communities provide more education about human rights, especially for the youth. Let's build a society where respect, equality, and dignity are not just ideals, but everyday realities. First of all, to the young woman who shared this, maraming salamat for sharing your personal story. You may not realize it now, but what you did, witnessing injustice, reflecting on it, and now sharing this to the public to bring awareness is very powerful. You know what really struck me when you said, even if you're young or feel like you don't have power, you have the right to speak and be respected. Marami kasi talagang mga kabataan ngayon that they are very reserved sa kanilang mga thoughts, sa kanilang mga emotions and feelings and opinions. Maybe because also other people might see them na wala pa naman yan masyadong alam kasi bata pa yan, wala pa siyang masyadong experience. But this story or this experience that we have heard reminds us that our voice is valid. Every individual's voice or opinion is valid. Whether you are 15 years old or 25 years old, mahalaga ang boses ng bawat isa sa atin. Now, let's break down ano ba yung different discrimination sa story na shinare sa atin. Number 1 is ageism. Thinking younger people don't know enough. Kasi nga, minsan sinasabi nila na dahil bata ka, konti pa lang yung na-experience mo sa mundo, that's why your opinion or your voice doesn't matter. Number 2 is sexism. Undervaluing someone just because they're female. We all know that in the past culture and traditions, ang mga kababaihan talaga ay pangbahay lang, pangtahanan lang, baby maker lang sila. And they don't have this opportunity na lumabas para magtrabaho. However, matagal ng panahon yon. Panahon pa ng kopong-kopong yon. And marami na ring mga batas ang nagpo-promote ng gender equality and women empowerment. That's why makikita natin ngayon ang mga kababaihan ay nagli-lead na rin ng different communities and even leader of our nation. That's why hindi ibig sabihin na tayo ay babae lang, ay meron tayong less voice or meron tayong less privilege para i-share ang ating mga opinions and to stand up for our voice. Number 3 is classism. Ignoring people from lower income backgrounds. That is very true and very real na nangyayari talaga sa atin ngayon. If you don't have money, if wala ka doon sa tuktok ng tatsulok, sabi nga sa kanta, you have less power. But if you're rich, if meron kang power, if meron kang authority because of your wealth, mas nagkakaroon sila ng platform para i-share yung kanilang opinion at mapakinggan at mapaniwalaan ang kanilang mga opinion or voices. Those 3 things that I mentioned are human rights issues. Hindi lang natin nire-rob yung kanilang dignity, but at the same time, we are silencing their ideas. And worst of all, nagiging normal na ito sa mga schools, families, and even organizations. But good news, you are part of this change. Meron kang magagawa para hindi na to lumagana pa at hindi na to paulit-ulit na nangyayari sa ating society. Just like our nursing student from Palawan, hindi niya na kinakailangan graduate or ma-earn yung kanyang title bilang isang nurse para lang makapagpahayag ng kanyang voice or ma-share yung kanilang personal experience to bring awareness to other people. Minsan kasi iniisip natin that when we exercise our rights, dapat doon sa big crowds, dapat doon sa malaking audience, and big events. It doesn't really have to be that way, but in small circumstances, pwede natin actually ma-exercise at ma-voice out ang ating mga karapatan. We need to understand that human rights is really part of our day-to-day life, maliit man yan or malaking pangyayari. So what should we do every time we experience this kind of circumstances? Number 1 is to affirm your peers. Kapag may nagsasalita, learn how to acknowledge their opinion or yung sinishare nila. By simply saying, I agree, or that's a great point, that means a lot already. Number 2 is to learn your rights. Knowing Article 19 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is freedom of opinion, empowers you to speak up. Hindi naman yan pag-a-attitude. It's actually asserting your dignity. But of course, number 3, you need to speak with kindness. Sometimes people don't listen to us because of what we say, but how we say it. Be calm, confident, and clear. And lastly is to stand up for others. Hindi man ikaw ang target, be an ally sa ibang tao. Tulungan natin silang marinig ang kanilang boses at kanilang pinaglalaban. Sa mga Gen Z dyan, lalo na sa mga kababaihan, estudyante o probinsyana, you deserve to be heard. Your ideas matter, your feelings matter, and your rights matter. To the nursing student from Palawan, you are not just studying to save lives. You already are saving voices. If you're watching this and you've experienced similar, share your story. Message us, comment down below, use your voice because Tinatalks is your space too. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if this inspired you, tag a friend who needs to hear this. See you on our next episode. Stay brave and stay kind.